Hey folks, it's Charlie here, and you're watching a Charlie in the Rain interview where I chat with Aussie musicians who are absolutely killing it at the moment. I am like so nervous and excited for this chat today. I feel like this is something that's been on my bucket list for the longest time because when I was first getting into Aussie music at like the little baby age of like 11, 12 years old, there were a few artists that really stood out to me, and I clutched onto those albums, those songs, and they really made me who I am today. And I'm so excited today to be joined by one of those artists who had such a fundamental impact on my adolescence, on the person I am now through their soundtrack. I'm chatting with Montaigne. Oh my gosh, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm really good. How are you?
I'm so excited. I'm going to be rambling and telling you how much genuinely your music has probably changed my whole life. So getting that out of the
Oh,
way first, thank you so much for sharing your music and sharing your stories in your music because it's made me who I am now.
awesome. That was a really nice intro, really nice to hear. So, yeah, my pleasure.
Yes, no, thank you so much. We're at this very exciting point right now. It's 2026. So we've grown up a bit. You're 31, I'm 21. Life is
Yeah.
changing. But 10 years ago, you kind of changed my life and yours in the same time with this gorgeous little album. Your debut album, Glorious Heights, is 10 years old this year. It's been a whole decade of people going crazy and interpreting Because I Love You as an actual happy romantic song and just listening to these tracks over and over again. First off, how are you feeling that we've gotten to this point a whole decade after you've released this album?
Uh, I feel good. My life's good. A lot has happened in the
Mm.
intervening years. Just a whole lifetime's worth of stuff. But I feel like I'm in a good place
Mm.
in all aspects of my life, which is really nice. Like I think when I was younger, when I was making this
Mm.
album, I was really insecure and young and inexperienced and didn't know anything about the world and thought I knew a lot about the world. And that was really good for making Glorious Heights because that's an album where I was relatively unfiltered and unafraid, I would
Mm.
say, and I wasn't thinking about what other people would think of my music. So that was really beneficial. I'm very different now. Now I would say I'm much more secure and
Mm.
experienced and um also the way that I make music is very different not only because I again have more experience and I'm also thinking about the way that people perceive my music a bit more than I did then, but because I also like self-produce now. And back then I
Yeah.
was working with Tony Buchan, who produced that album in my first EP. And yeah, just a whole different ball game. Like collaborating with someone in that way, sort of handing over the production reins to them and just focusing on the
Mm.
songwriting more or less. So um yeah, it's interesting. Lots of different lots of things to set against each other and
Mm.
spot the difference on. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that. One of the big things that you think of when you think of this album is kind of like, oh, I didn't care what other people thought. Because
Yeah.
nowadays, I feel like when people think Montaigne, one of the first things they think about is some of the tracks off this album, and that
Mm.
like people have their own interpretation, they carry them in their life. Something that I think is really cool is this album has sort of become like this marker of like adolescence and
Mm.
growth with songs in so much like coming of age media, like Heartstopper. And like
Yes.
I was rewatching an Aussie indie film the other night, Ellie and Abby and Ellie's dead aunt. And there's this whole scene where like they play pretty much the full song of like What You Mean to Me. And I'm just like, this album has become such a marker for so many people growing up. I grew up with this album. How does that
Yeah.
feel that your journey of maybe not caring as much what people were thinking about these songs, now looking back, realizing that so many people care so much about these songs and still do 10 years later?
Yeah, it feels really good. That's really nice. I think when I say like, or when I'm discussing what people think about the songs, I'm not worried about when people think kindly of the songs. Like I'm like,
Mm,
that's great. Like I love to hear that. That's what every musician hopes to
mm,
hear when they put out music, that like whoever listens to it will have a positive experience with the songs. It's
mm.
like for me, back then I didn't think, like, I didn't care what, like, say the industry or
Yeah.
critics thought. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
Where now I don't necessarily care too much about those things directly from the industry or critics. I think I'm just self-conscious about like what kind of vibe I put out, I guess, like, or like
mm.
trying to, I'm like, I think I often wonder, I'm like, am I cool? You know what I mean? It's like, am I like still a cool artist? I don't know. I have no idea. But I think as long as, there are people out there who love my music and really love me and the work I do, I'm probably cool. So yeah.
Without a doubt, you are probably one of the coolest musicians I know in the scene, and I spend my whole time thinking about and listening to local musicians. Your social media game, for one, is unparalleled. You're not even like there's like the cookie cutter. This is what you should do to promote a song and promote a
Yeah.
tour. You're like, I'm making a whole song to promote a tour. I'm
Yeah.
dropping all these insane visuals. So I think you're pretty safe on that cool
Oh,
aspect.
thanks. That's really nice. Yeah, I think I like making songs. So whenever I have an idea for social media songs, I'm like, this is great. I get to just spend time working on a song, and I get to say that it's like for uh promo or something that's gonna improve my career or whatever, right? Like that's good. I mean, yeah, because I think like with social media, a lot of people feel like it's a massive drag because like you don't know what's gonna hit or not. And
Mm,
especially if you're like doing something that's not music related in the promo, then you're like, why did I spend so much time not practicing my craft to
mm,
try to like just promote the thing that I actually want to do? You know what I mean? And like by making songs
mm.
for promo, I get to always be doing the thing that I want to do, which is really satisfying. And I would definitely like, if other artists are struggling with social media and they have the means, like the resources and the ability to like make songs for promotion, good songs, then like I recommend it because it's fun. It's fun. Yeah.
Yes, I love it. And it's so fun for us as like as fans, as consumer. I hate the word consumers. It's a very like icky word when
Yeah.
you're thinking about art. But like
Yeah, for
as the
sure.
person in the receiving end of that, it is the coolest thing. You're walking around like humming the tour promotion song. It's like, okay, we're really like into this full world.
That's awesome. I do want to turn the most recent one I released into like an actual song, I think, like change the
Mm,
lyrics and extend it a bit. I think it is a banger. Like I'm surprised with, because you never know what's
mm.
actually gonna come out. Um and yeah, I was very pleased with that one. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love it. And I feel like talking about all this social media, like advertisement sort of stuff, it's a real marker of the age we're currently in and the era we're in the
Yeah.
music industry. The past 10 years, from 2016, things have changed crazily. It's like a different music
Yeah.
industry, it's a different like socio-political climate and all the like really
Yeah.
scary stuff happening in the world that
Yes.
we there was kind of a point within the past 10 years everything was sort of getting better and now we're I don't even know where we are. But
Yeah.
I'd love to ask here now, knowing all the things you know now, all the experiences, having all of those like crazy moments you've had in your career, which honestly, like when I was reading the list of everything you've done in the past 10 years, even though I knew all of this stuff, I was like, that's just a crazy, like crazy list, crazy decade. But
Yeah.
where you are now, looking back at your 21-year-old self with this pocket full of songs that you're ready to share with the world, is there anything
Hmm.
that you wish you would have done differently or any advice you wish you could just jump into that time machine, give to your 21-year-old self, and then jump back?
Yeah. It's always a tough question just because I think, there's obviously things I would say. Do I think my 21-year-old self would actually internalize them? Probably not. I think that's always the struggle with advice is like it's well and good to say it, but like to actually get someone to implement it and make it
Mm.
feel like a reality for themselves is like very difficult. I am of the opinion that experience is always the best teacher, and every experience I've had has, made me who I am today. And I don't think I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't do everything I did, and I quite like where I am. I
Mm.
think like if I the thing I would say if I felt like my younger self would listen is like I think you should as much as you can own the means of production.
Mm.
Like buy a DAW, whether it's Ableton or Fruity Loops or Logic or whatever it is. Uh, maybe have a guitar or maybe have like a little synth. It doesn't even have to be an expensive fancy one. Just have some of the hardware or software you need in order to make music and learn how to use it. I think that's what I would say to pretty much
Mm.
anyone, because especially if you're an indie artist or you're just starting and you don't have those like label resources or you don't have capital to begin with,
Mm.
then that's going to be the best way to actually start getting good, like
Mm.
I think for a long time I just wrote songs on my piano or guitar and I became, a good songwriter because of that, which is really good. But ultimately my ambitions for music were going to be limited by
Mm.
just playing the guitar or piano and like recording those on my iPhone. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
I've made an album that I fully self-produce now, and I'm working on another EP, and I'm working on music all the time, and the social media stuff, right?
Mm.
Like, and I can do all that stuff really quickly because I have practiced in the door, being familiar with it and knowing how to produce sound, design sound, and arrange it. And I think that's a really powerful tool for everyone, no matter what genre you make. I think everyone should do that because it's going to save you one, a lot of money, and two, also like if you are working with producers or
Mm.
engineers or whatever, as an artist and they're in control of those things, even if you are not at the helm and it's not important for you to know everything, it is really helpful for both yourself and the professionals you're working with for you to know something. So I think, yeah, when I was younger, I
Mm.
would like give feedback to Tony or the producers that I was working with, and they would be like, what the hell does that mean? Because I would just say, what if it was a bit more like airy or like, and they'd be like, what do you mean? Like more reverb, more delay, more. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. And, so I think, yeah, become familiar with like audio effects processing and, sound production and stuff. You don't even like, YouTube is amazing. So that would be my advice to people.
Yeah, absolutely. And like speaking of YouTube there, I've jumped onto a few of your streams before where you're just like, let's make a song. Like, here's my inspiration. Like, I'm gonna do this. And I sit there as someone who has zero musical talent and I'm just like, I don't know what you're doing, but this is the coolest thing. And then half an hour later, you actually have something that sounds amazing. So I think that's really good advice. I feel like
Hell yeah.
as a 21-year-old, I'd probably just shake my head and say, that's too much work. But I
Yeah.
agree, that's very good advice.
This is the other thing as well, right? It's like if I lost all of my money today, I
Mm.
would still own Ableton and I would own mostly because there's some cloud subscription stuff,
Yeah.
but like I would own the software I
Mm.
use and I will always be able to make music from that. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
I once you have those things, you have them and you don't have to worry
Mm.
anymore about like the resources to make an album. Like right now, I have made probably 75% of the next EP that I'm making just on the computer. And I do
Mm.
have plans to maybe outsource some of the work to like recording musicians or producers and stuff. But like, I have not spent a single cent on
Mm.
making it so far because all the money I spent was in the past on getting the software to begin with. You know what I mean? Like when I
Mm.
did have the
Yeah.
money, and now I can actually just like play in that space. So I don't know. Yeah, I think it's good and important, especially in a very precarious world, like you have mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah. And congratulations on the new project that's happening. That is so exciting to hear. As a fan of your music who's been listening since maybe I wasn't fully in the game when this album came out because I was 11 years old and I was
Yeah.
still like I didn't have access to the internet. I was just watching
No.
things on Rage and watching that Hilltop Hoods music video and being like, "Oh
Mm.
my God, like who is this singer? I need to know more." But following your career from these early points with the Glorious Heights album, with these sorts of early markers, Complex that's behind me is still one of my favorite albums of all time. Like genuinely changed the way like my brain works. So
Oh.
like very big impact from your music. But to watch you through these phases, now being an independent artist, doing a lot of your own production, all these sorts of cycles are so exciting to see as a fan. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see what's next. I cannot wait for this new project.
Thank you. Yeah, me too. I feel really good about this next bit of music because again, I'm like producing it and a much better producer, I think, now than I was when I like was making It's Hard to Be a Fish, which was my last
Mm.
album, and it's like sounding really big and cinematic and fun. So yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah, absolutely. But before we get to hear some of this new project, you're heading on tour in these many days. We're so close. All of August, you're bouncing around the country doing an anniversary tour for Glorious Heights. I first saw you live, I think it was 2 whole years ago now. You were performing at a festival called Undertone in the Gold Coast.
Mm.
And that was crazy because you opened your set with the title track Glorious Heights. I just remember like standing there, like front and center barricade, and it just like washed over my full body. I was like, this is insane. I have chills. And I'm so excited that you're performing this full album. You're going on tour, national tour, so many dates, so many amazing support acts for the
Mm.
Glorious Heights anniversary. How are you feeling about this tour?
I feel good. I think I haven't performed these songs in full for a very long time, like the whole album. I always perform because I love you and
Mm,
Till It Kills Me and stuff at festivals, especially. But like a lot of the other songs I haven't played for probably literally 10 years. So I'm really excited about that. It'll be fun. We're like only rehearsing for 2 days, but I'm
mm,
playing with the same band I've been playing with for the last 12 years. So it's kind of just like, dusting off the bicycle and getting back on again, seeing how much muscle
mm,
memory we have. I think we'll probably have quite a lot of it because we have played those songs a lot of times.
mm,
But yeah, I feel really good about it. I'm really excited to touch base with like fans who were there from the beginning again,
mm,
and also to like play that music for newer fans who probably have never heard those songs live, which is really
mm,
cool. Yeah, a lot of people sort of became aware of me after I did Eurovision and
mm.
don't even necessarily know Glorious Heights at all, which is crazy. So
Crazy.
it'll be really
Mm,
fun to like play that for them and hopefully have them, fall in love with that music as well. And I
mm,
think it'll just be good vibes in the room as well. Like my audience is always so nice. I think I
mm,
am lucky enough to attract really like lovely, sensitive, fun people in my audiences generally.
mm.
Um, I think it'll be really good. Yeah.
Yes. I'm so excited. When I went along to your last album tour, the room was genuinely just full of the best sorts of people. I felt like
Hmm.
some people were like really dressed up. Some people like embraced like the onstage Montaigne aesthetic and fully went for it. Other people just like
Yeah.
they just rocked up. They brought their friends along and it was just such a lovely, lovely crowd. So I'm so
Yeah.
excited to go on this nostalgia trip with everyone. But
Yeah.
I'd love to ask, is there a particular track from the album that you're most excited to perform or you're most excited to see the crowd maybe singing along with?
My favorite live tracks from Glorious Heights are always, well, there's quite a few of them, but I'm gonna avoid the obvious ones just because
Mhm.
I always perform them. But like Lonely,
Mhm.
I always find that really cathartic to sing to people, and people really get behind it, which is really nice. And also Come Back to Me,
Mm.
which I think is also very like in its weird way euphoric and cathartic. It's always maybe it's the chorus just always like, yeah, it's harder, but you're
Mm.
clearly like just going up there is really nice. It feels
Mm.
really good in my range and like it's also a song about like trying to liberate yourself from bad
Mm.
ideas. So yeah, it's just always a good feeling to sing it.
Yes. I love that you pick the songs where it's the hardest to sing along to.
Well, I would actually say the hardest songs to sing on that album, and there are a lot of them, but I think the top three are Clip My Wings,
Oh yeah.
um, I Am Behind You, and honestly, the rest of them are kind of all right.
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
rest of them are kind of okay. I think it's I'm Behind You is hard because it's like I am the like you have to
Yeah.
go up there. That's not even the right key that I sang it. I think it's much higher. And
Mm.
Clip My Wings as well. It's like you're in chest voice or in like mixed voice for like almost the whole song. It's like,
Mm.
you're asking me to come to you. And then the chorus is like, Clip my wings and see, settle
Mm.
so you see. Whatever. So it's like the rest of them are fine. It's those songs that are like particularly challenging, but it'll be like fine.
Wait,
I'm
well,
gonna sing the shit out of them. It'll be fine.
yeah. It's easy for you to say. You're the one with the like insane vocal range here. As like the fans that cannot sing at all. I like was playing the album the other day. I did like my both of my Montaigne CDs because I only have the two. I need to up my game. But I was listening to the CDs back to back, and then the songs are in your head. I'm like, I would love to be able to sing this, but I can't.
Yeah, I think the worst thing about my songs is that there's no breaths in them. I always struggle on live with like swallowing back like saliva because there's never a moment because I'm like
Mm,
singing so much. I'm always producing it, and so there are like there've been so many moments throughout the years where I've actually just had to like stop in the middle of a phrase because I'm literally about to choke. Because
oh God.
I think that's the other thing about my songs is like I like the way I write songs, but in terms of performing them live, they're
Mm.
not particularly optimized for like the human body. Yeah.
Yes. And it's also just like you're not just like standing straight up singing the songs, like you're getting into it. Like
Yeah.
my favorite Montaigne song to see live is JC Ultra because you're fully embodying it. You're moving around the stage. That is a lot. You're not just singing, you're performing.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I think I will have the fitness for all of it this time. I think like in the last few years, especially since COVID first arrived and we
Mm,
started being able to do gigs again after lockdowns lifted a little bit, I was so unfit because I wasn't like doing anything. I was
mm.
just playing video games at home. I wasn't exercising pretty much at all. And when I got on stage, I was like, oh my God, my lung capacity sucks ass. And now I exercise a lot. So I think hopefully I'll bring my A game. My lung capacity is gonna be mega. I'm gonna be jumping all around much as I can. It'll be fun.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I cannot wait to see you jumping around on stage again. You're also just, there's so many shows. I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, I can go to this one or I can go to that one. Or
Yeah.
there's one an hour down the road here. And like, you're going to like New South Wales in two different like blocks. It is such a packed tour. So if you're watching this and you haven't gotten your tickets yet, support your local artists. And also, like, if people haven't been to a Montaigne show yet, it's like cathartically healing in the best way possible. I cannot wait.
Yeah, it'll be really fun. And like you say, cathartically
Mm.
healing.
Yes, oh, I love it. And I'd love to ask one last question because you're an independent artist now. You have been doing so many amazing things. I'm subscribed to you in like so many different platforms and I get all the emails everywhere and I love it.
Yeah,
But I'd love to
awesome.
ask, with this anniversary coming up of the debut album, you've got four full-length albums out there in the world. You've got your EP, said there
Yeah.
might be more coming in the future. What's the best way fans can dive into the Montaigne world and best show you some support and stay up to date with everything that's going on?
Yeah, my music is on every streaming platform so far. I'm one of the artists who's like trying to boycott Spotify, so
Mm,
the next thing might not be on there. It just
mm,
depends. Like I think I might need to pursue label support for the next record and they might say you have to be on Spotify. So we'll see. I don't have quite the bargaining power to like, make that call right now. But otherwise I'm on Bandcamp, which that's my preferred way of people consuming my
Mhm,
music. Only one of my albums is on there right now though, which is the most recent one.
mhm.
And Subvert as well. It's a new platform that is co-owned. It's owned by artists and members. It's not owned by like venture capital. So hopefully that's a very sustainable way for artists to have a marketplace for their music in the future. And also I'm on Patreon if you want
Mhm.
to support me. I post lots of stuff there, unreleased music, thoughts, like extra content, all that stuff.
Mm.
I stream on Twitch and YouTube pretty much almost every single day when I can for an hour, just making the next body of work that I'm making. And I'm on social media everywhere at Actual Montaigne. So yeah.
Yes, I love it so much. I'm so excited to be diving back down this nostalgia train of glorious heights. Thank you so much for celebrating the occasion and taking us all along with you for this album.
My absolute pleasure.